नहमदुहु व नुसल्ली अला रसूलिहिल करीम अम्मा बाद औज़ु बिल्लाहि मिनश शैतानिर रजीम बिस्मिल्लाहिर रहमानिर रहीम। आज का जो हमारा टॉपिक है या लेक्चर है वो है चैप्टर नंबर 4 स्ट्रक्चर ऑफ मॉलिक्यूल्स, केमिस्ट्री का चैप्टर क्लास 9। इंट्रोडक्शन। The things around us are composed of matter. All matter is made up of the building units atoms. These atoms combine to form molecules which appear in different states of matter around us. The force responsible for binding the atoms together in a molecule are called chemical forces or chemical bonds. These bonding forces which keep the atom together will be discussed in this chapter. Why do atoms form chemical bonds? It is a universal rule that everything in this world. Why do atoms form chemical bonds? It is a universal rule that everything in this world tends to become more stable. Atoms achieve stability by attaining electronic configuration of noble gases, helium, neon, or argon, etc. Helium, neon, or argon, etc. Having 2 or 8 electrons in the valence shell is thing of stability. Attaining 2 electrons in the valence shell is called plate role, while attaining 8 electrons in the valence shell is called octet role. The noble gases do have 2 or 8 electrons in their valence shells. It means all the noble gases have their valence shells completely filled. Their atoms do not have while attaining 8 electron in the valence shell is called octet role. The noble gases do have 2 or 8 electron in their valence shell. It means all the noble gases have their valence shells completely filled. Their atoms do not have vacant space in their valence shell to accommodate extra electrons. Therefore, noble gases do not gain, lose, or share electrons. That is why they are non-reactive. The importance of the noble gases electronic configuration lies in the fact that all other atoms try their best to have the noble gas electronic configuration. For this purpose, atoms combine with one another, which is called chemical bonding. In the words, atoms form chemical bonds to achieve stability by acquiring inner gas electron configuration. An atom can accommodate 8 electrons in its valence shell in 3 ways: by giving valence shell electrons if they are less than 3 to other atoms, by gaining electrons from other atoms if the valence shell has 5 or more molecules electrons in it, by sharing valence electrons with other atoms. It means every atom has a natural tendency to have 2 or 8 electrons in its valence shell. The atoms having less than 2 or 8 electrons in their valence shell are unstable. Now the question arises that how can we identify the way an atom reacts? The position of an atom in the periodic table indicates in its group. As we have studied in chapter 3, the group number is assigned on the basis of valence shell electron. For example, group 1 has only 1 electron in its valence shell and group 17 has 7 electrons in its valence shell. Mode of reaction of an atom depends upon its number of valence shell electrons. It is discussed in the next section. Chemical bond. Chemical bond. A chemical bond is defined as a force of attraction between atoms that holds them together in a substance. In their words, during bond formation, there is some force which holds the atoms together. This attaining of electron configuration in the outermost shell, either by sharing, by losing, or by gaining electron, is called octet role. This octet role only symbolize that noble gas electronic configuration should be attained by atoms when they combine or react for elements like hydrogen or helium which have only as subshell. This becomes duplicate role. Duplicate role, it plays a significant role in understanding the formation of chemical bond between atoms. If the bond formation is between ions, it is due to an electrolytic force of attraction between them. But if bond formation is between similar atoms or between the atoms that have comparable electronegativities, then the chemical bond formation is by sharing of electrons. This sharing of electrons may be mutual or one-sided. When two approaching atoms come closer, the attractive as well as repulsive forces become operative. There, the formation of a chemical bond is a result of net attractive force which dominates the energy of the system is lowered and molecules is formed. Otherwise, if repulsive forces become dominate, no chemical bond will be formed. In that case, there will be increase in the energy of the system due to creation of repulsive forces. Types of chemical bond. Types of chemical bonds. The valence electrons which are involved in chemical bonding are termed as bonding electron. They usually reside in the incomplete or partially filled outermost shell of an atom. Depending upon the way how these valence electrons are involved in bonding, they result in following four types of chemical bonds: ionic bond, covalent bond, dative covalent or coordinate covalent bond, metallic bond. Ionic bond, the elements of group 1 and group 2 being metals have the tendency to lose their valence electrons from positively charged ions